Most of us didn't have those strong masculine figures while we were growing up. So nobody really could have told us what is good and what is bad for us. We never had someone kind of distinct the kind of unmasculine habits from the masculine habits. And in my last video, I actually pinpointed the 5 habits that are totally destroying your masculinity. And today we're actually going to do the exact opposite. So I'm going to give you the 5 habits that are going to increase your masculinity. Now, a couple of months ago, I wasn't really masculine. I didn't feel masculine. I didn't know what masculinity was. While Andrew Tate was coming up, I thought he was a misogynist. No, I was truly just embracing the worldly things, and I didn't really see past the curtain, and I didn't really open my eyes and actually figure out the truth for myself. I just listened to the masses, and they really just fell for the trap of the world. But eventually, masculinity just clicked in my mind. It sounded right. It was something that maybe I didn't want to hear, but it was something that I truly needed to hear. It was a waking call, and I woke up. Now you can choose for yourself. The first habit of masculinity is lifting weights. I know this, you heard this millions and millions of times, but if you're not lifting weights, if you're not doing calisthenics or any form of exercise, you don't even have to lift, you just have to be kind of active. But I think building like an aesthetic body, looking kind of jacked, looking big, is probably one of the most important things in masculinity. You look big, you literally look masculine. Think of the most masculine men. They all kind of look big, wide shoulders, kind of that V taper. And that it's going to improve your confidence as well. It's going to kind of just increase your masculinity. And if you're not doing it, I would highly recommend you start doing some form of exercise. You can just literally start doing push-ups every single day, like 5 push-ups an hour or something. Just try to be active, even if it's not like building a bodybuilding or going to the gym or anything like that. I think just activity is one of the most kind of traits, one of the most important traits of masculinity. Now the second, not really habit, but kind of a pillar of masculinity is responsibility. Now, as kids, we were never kind of taught to take responsibility. Everybody, our parents especially, took the responsibility for us. We were never learned to be kind of responsible for some of our actions. If you broke something, you wouldn't they would tell you like, oh, you're not, it's okay. Or like, when you fell off a bike, they would tell you like, oh, no, it's okay, just don't do it again. And you wouldn't kind of learn. You wouldn't take responsibility for your actions. And some of us are still doing it even after our childhood. And I think just taking responsibility totally changes your perspective, kind of flips the coin for you in your head, and totally just switches your mindset. But also, it's not easy. Taking absolute responsibility for your life and for the kind of people and for the whole kind of space around you is one of the hardest things you can do. The amount of responsibility, the amount of kind of pressure that you have can crush someone. It can totally destroy a person. But some people strive in pain, in pressure, and some people strive and rise while others fall and kind of get crushed by it. Pain is like a filter of life, pain is like a filter of life. I want you to imagine like a strainer or like a sieve, and let's say you pour rice in it. The water will kind of flow down while the rice will sit in the sieve. Now you can either be the water that actually goes through the sieve and kind of it forms you, or you can be the rice that's left in the sieve, kind of depressed, and overwhelmed by pressure, or you can be kind of taken back to the bowl and poured into it and getting back to the first thing where you kind of left off. I think the best thing is to actually be the water that kind of got strained from pressure and is now kind of free. Pain is the filter of life. The third pillar of masculinity is control. Now, if you can't control yourself, how can you imagine to control things around you? If you're truly masculine, you will have total control, not only over your emotions and thoughts, but of your surroundings. Now, this is nearly impossible in our day and age. We're controlled by the government, we're controlled by our school, by work, some of us are even controlled by our business. We kind of can't distinct from control and from freedom. For the first 18 years of our life, we're basically locked to school. You don't have any control over your life. You have to trade 5 days of basically work at school for 2 days of freedom. You don't have basically any free time for yourself, and you don't have any control. This is how deep it gets. And we have to at least regain control over ourselves, because we probably can't regain control that easily over our surroundings. So get control over your mind, my friends. Control yourself. Control your desires, your addictions. Don't let them control you. Fourth thing can absolutely destroy your masculinity, but it can also increase your masculinity by 1,000%. It's gratification. Now, what do I mean by gratification? To better understand this, let's split it into instant gratification and into delayed gratification. Instant gratification is something that feels really, really good now, like eating junk food. But later, you suffer the consequences. While delayed gratification is sacrificing the pleasure of now so you can experience that gratification in the future. What do you think is better for masculinity? Sacrificing your future or sacrificing your present? I think the answer is fairly simple and fairly easy to understand. So you must delay your gratification. You must choose habits that are not impacting your masculinity in a bad way. If you need a guide through that, check out my last video. Here's the card. The fifth and last thing is trust. Trust not only in people around you, but mainly in yourself. A man who can't trust himself is a man who can't trust other people, immediately eliminating any form of networking. You must trust yourself. You must build tests for your discipline and learn how to break through them and actually gain control. That's how you get trust in yourself, and that's how you can trust in other people. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button, click the subscribe button, drop me a notification bell. Also, give me some feedback in the comments if you obviously want. Fate be the reason. I love every single one of you. And check out some of my other videos. I think you're going to find a lot of value. This is probably my favorite video I have ever made. So make sure to check it out. Again, thank you guys for watching and see you soon. Peace.